Hey everyone, Banks here reporting for Attractions Magazine at SeaWorld Orlando, where they are now welcoming back guests. As of June 11th, the park has reopened with a bunch of new safety procedures in hand. We're going to take a look around and see what they've implemented for your next visit to the park. Tell those watching who are coming to visit SeaWorld, what do they need to know to prepare for their visit?
Well, the first thing that we have in place is we've got a reservation system that we launched a few days ago, and that's the primary thing that guests need to do first and foremost is go on our site, make a reservation for the day they'd like to visit. That really will trigger a lot of communication that'll come to the visitor prior to showing up here. It'll talk a lot about requiring face masks, temperature check requirements for both our ambassadors and our guests, as well as increased cleaning and sanitation procedures and the physical distancing component of visiting the park. And then once you arrive, our guests are going to experience all that through the process to enter. So that temperature check will occur. We'll have folks that come through our metal detection and our turnstiles, which are touchless, and they'll experience our ambassadors behind plexiglass assisting them into the park. And then once you get into the retail and culinary locations, I think one of the biggest things to mention is we were encouraging contactless payment. So anytime somebody can utilize payment without exchanging cash, that's what we'd like them to do. We're certainly taking cash. Doesn't mean we're not, but we would like guests to pay with a contactless method. And then once you get into our attractions, social distancing in our queue lines, making sure that guests understand that we're going to sit one party into a row on a coaster and then we're going to skip a row for the next group. All of those things will be in place to make sure that the visit here is as safe as possible for all of our guests and our team. We're going to operate 5 days a week. We're also operating Aquatica, our water park, 10 to 5 days a week, and those days do alternate. So here in Orlando, one of our 3 parks will be open every single day of the week.
John, tell us a little bit about the animal care that's been happening over the past couple months here while the park has been closed.
We've been shut for 84 days now, and we've had an essential animal team in the park working around the clock. During this time, we've rescued 63 animals. We've returned 33 animals, and we brought in 2 pregnant female manatees that were struck by boats that both successfully gave birth, and one's about to go back out in another couple weeks.
Now, I wanted to mention, because we're in front of the dolphin nursery, there's a special dolphin in here that was born right after everything closed down. Can you tell a little bit about that?
Spark was born 2 days after the closure. Our team's been with him 24 hours a day, watching him and his mom and making sure we're nursing and making sure that he's eating well and everything's going great. And the cool thing about Spark is you guys can come in and see him. He's a chunky little baby, which we like because that's a healthy little baby. So even though we closed our front doors, inside the park kept working, outside the park for our back doors for our rescue teams never quit. And that is one thing that SeaWorld is so proud to show all our guests when they get back into the park tomorrow. Now it's a little different than when you left. We have social distancing everywhere in the park. You can see markers everywhere. We're doing everything to ensure that our guests, our staff, and our animals are safe. So some of our animal interactions won't be open for our guests to do like we've done in the past, but our shows, our presentations, our rides, our exhibits, our educators will be out to talk to you. We're just gonna walk before we run, but we are absolutely excited to reopen our gates.